met a gypsy.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I was watching some of your 2007 season last night.
Yeah.
And shout out to Stroop for cleaning out the entire field in his debut at Steel City. But like you look at it was Stroop, Izzy, and Kennard.
Yeah.
And those boys were just ready to fuck.
Yeah.
Like just day one, they were something to deal with, and they were there for like all the motos. And I actually did think that last night. I was like, we really just haven't seen that in a while. I don't think, to where guys were that ready. And like at that point in time, you and Villo were fucking moving.
Flat out flying,
like really moving.
Yeah.
And for those boys to jump in and even be like in the same TV shot, like that's pretty gnarly.
Yeah. Yeah. Stroop was good. So was Kennard. Izzy, I don't know. I can't remember whether he jumped in straight away.
He was like 9th and 10th. So
Really?
he wasn't he wasn't in this like as good. Like Stroop and
I think
Kennard
Stroop podiumed at the final round.
Well, he got second in his first moto.
Oh, did he
Ever.
really? That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
After he took everyone out though.
Yeah. That was good strategy, hey? I'm going to just rinse these dudes and get out front.
Fuck your title, boys.
I remember that still so vividly. Arvi and I would, up until that point in my season, I had a bit of a meltdown at that point, basically. But I remember getting up and being like, fuck. And then
dickhead.
Arvi was sitting there as well. I was like, yes. But he went on to actually I think he went back to like, did he get back to 3rd or 4th in the motor? I can't remember.
Like that.
Yeah. And I didn't. Anyway.
But yeah, like, so I look at like Ryder D, like he did well.
Yeah.
Like I think he did quite good considering, but not the level of like a Stroop or a, like one of those guys coming in. And even when Dino went pro and Eli won his first moto, like there was a crazy little generation that could come straight out of the amateurs and just rip and tear. We've kind of lost our way with that a little bit. And Hayden will probably be the first guy, like you said, that just comes in and does it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like the whole scene, and this, this is a whole another topic, but it's changed in that sense where, like you've still got such experienced campaigners racing, up until just recently. Christian Craig, Jeremy Martin, Adam Cincerello was there for a long time. Experienced campaigners, so there's been a big depth, right? And we've seen a change in that I guess that's probably come from exposure of social media and content, but you don't have to rush up to race in the premier class because you can give so much value to the industry by being in the 250 class. It hasn't been, you need to be in the 450 class
to get any kind of exposure,
to have that value, right? So we've seen a big change in that perspective, and I think it's probably there's probably been more depth there at times, so it's been really difficult to actually come in and stamp your name like up in lights. But you got to be pretty special to do that as well. Like you have to be. You remember Eli came to Hangtown and won, like straight up, just won his first ever pro race. I was there that day. Were you there?
No, I wasn't at that one.
Yeah, like I was like, whoa, like this is next level, to do that. So
yeah. What was I going to say about I'm glad you mentioned before. This is like one of my like pet fucking peeves, or like this is my pet project, is like everyone's got to stop saying that Hayden's been given everything.
Yeah.
Like it's not fair. Like that,
But that goes
you put
back.
yourself out there, and obviously like there's going to be a level of it that's unavoidable when you're in his position. But if you're a person that thinks that, like you're robbing yourself of something special.
Just like sort of like drill down into like given everything, right? You still have to put your running shoes on and go running. You still have to do your drills on the motorcycle. Make sure that you're not overusing your clutch or using your rear brake too much. As much as you're given, when you race a motorcycle, there is so much that you as a human being, you have to do to be able to be the best or one of the best in the world. So given everything goes out the door at that point.
Yeah.
It's not like racing a car or in that same perspective. You as an athlete have so much that you have to control, and yes, having a great bike is important, but I've been in a scenario where I've been really, really good. My Carlton dry bike, my Honda here, was amazing. There was not a factory part on that bike, and I could have ridden that as fast as anyone in the world. So the point being is you don't have to have everything to be able to be successful on a dirt bike. There's so many factors at play when you ride a dirt bike that you can control, and like I just talked about with the running tube scenario, you have to have the drive to get out of bed and be the best, and everyone has that opportunity to do it. Just because his father is a millionaire or he has the opportunity to, because of the relationships with none of that matters. None of it matters. Yes, it helps, but you can do it without being in that position.
Yeah.
So those people that think that that's why, that is not the why.
And the thing is like, Hayden will be fine. He don't give a fuck. He don't even know who you are. Like, if you're one of those people that's saying that, right? All you're doing, if you're a person that genuinely thinks that the only reason that he's where he is because of who he is, you're robbing yourself of an experience of like watching an amazing talent.
Turn this on its head, that very comment right there. Turn it on its head and actually soak it up and watch something that is going to be really special to actually see and watch. And the fact that in this day and age, like I'm not into the whole YouTube thing, but you can see every move that he makes and like enjoy it, like watch it and go along for the ride, because they want you. Like the whole Deegan thing, not so much the Star thing, but the Deegan program part of it. They're taking you along for the ride, and they're getting benefit, and so they should, because they're investing in what they're doing. But it's really cool to actually, for the younger generation, to actually see that and experience that, be a part of it. Yeah,
and I don't think that their YouTube channel even does a good job of like really showing the grind that kid's on. Like, I reckon they just show like the sexy stuff. Because like I've seen,
that's the clickbait, right? You want to see the good stuff. I don't want to see him like going for a run or being in the gym like that.
Yeah, and I think that's probably like maybe part of the problem is like you're just seeing him riding and you see. But like I've seen,
you cannot ride and race to that level without the program being like ticking every box. It just doesn't happen.
Yeah, and bro, like I've seen screenshots that Brian sent me from Jeannie. And like text messages that Jeannie has wrote to Brian about Hayden.
Yeah.
And who did she work with?
Yeah.
The fucking greatest rider of all time. And when she is sending messages to Brian being like, holy fuck, then like you're onto something like special. And that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're a hater, you're just costing yourself something, bro.
Yeah.
Like you're not going to affect this, this kid's career. Like, but I mean, I guess to a sense you can, because look what happened with James, like you start getting haters and then he's just like, fuck it. Like, I got heaps of cash. Like, I'm just over it, like why would I subject myself to this bullshit essentially? But that's kind of my mission, is just like, you flip the script, man. Like, just enjoy what, like, just be real about what you're seeing. Because if you genuinely think that he's only got this because of his dad, then like you're not living in the real world. No. And that means you're watching a fucking movie that no one else is watching, bro. Like, you're just on your own.
Well, you can watch the real movie right there, right? Yeah. You can watch the real movie and see what he's doing and how he's going about it to achieve that end result. And that's it's going to be cool to watch.
If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And to listen to the full 3-hour podcast, search Gypsy Tales in your favorite podcast platform or click the link in the description below. Gypsy Gang.